the highly anticipated sequel, The Devil Wears Prada 2, has made a massive splash at the box office, opening to a stunning $77 million in its first 3 days, making it one of the biggest openings of the year so far. Now, globally, the film has exceeded expectations by pulling in $233.6 million, beating its estimates of $180 million that were projected a few days ago, easily securing the #1 spot and ending the brief reign of Michael Jackson's Michael. Now, the film is directed by returning filmmaker David Frankel, and the sequel reunites the iconic original quartet of Meryl Streep, Anne Hathaway, Emily Blunt, and of course, the Tooch, Stanley Tucci.
Super Tooch.
Exploring Andy's navigation of a modern media landscape where print is dying and digital influencers rule. Now, the film's performance is being hailed as a triumph, with women making up 76% of the opening weekend audience. Now, despite a significantly larger budget, this one had a $100 million shooting budget. The original film had a $35 million budget. The sequel has already recouped its costs and then some, with just 48 hours gone so far. The film's got an A- cinema score, and get this, the original movie gained viewership over 400% on Disney Plus leading up to the release of the sequel, and analysts are predicting that the sequel will likely outgross the original's entire theatrical worldwide run in just the first 2 weeks. Now, the sequel's domestic opening of $77 million is nearly triple the $27.5 million debut of the original Devil Wears Prada back in June of 2006. In just 3 days, the new film has already earned 72% of the original's total global lifetime gross of $326 million. Now, as for Meryl Streep, at $77 million, The Devil Wears Prada 2 is now officially her biggest domestic opening ever, shattering her previous record. So at #1 is now The Devil Wears Prada 2, that took in $77 million. Into the Woods from 2014 took in $31 million on its opening weekend, and Mamma Mia back in 2008 took in $27.7 million. Now, while this is a huge success, this only ranks as Anne Hathaway's third largest domestic opening, trailing just behind her big blockbusters from the early 2010s, like The Dark Knight Rises, which made $160 million on its opening weekend, Alice in Wonderland from 2010, which made $116 million on opening weekend, and now, of course, The Devil Wears Prada 2 in 2026 with $77 million. Rob, people doubted the Tooch, they doubted the Prada, but this thing has come out, made a big amount of money. Your takeaways from this opening weekend for The Devil Wears Prada?
Well, not to toot our own horns, John.
Or toot your own horn.
Or toot
your own horn.
Not to toot
Somebody's got to make that shirt.
Somebody
make that shirt.
Not to super tooch my own horn. I don't want to see what that's going to look like. We've been saying for weeks, if not months, and I said on this show that Devil Wears Prada 2 is the Top Gun Maverick of sequels when it comes to this.
What do they call them? Legacy-quels?
Legacy-quels? Yeah, legacy-quels.
Yeah, when you get these super
Legacy-quels.
old
Yeah, I
movies.
like Legacy-quels a good one. I mean, you're looking at 20 years. I think this is correct. I read this morning that other than voiceover work, Meryl Streep hasn't been in a movie in 7 years.
Really?
That's what I read. I believe it's 7 years.
I have to look into that.
And other than voice work. And so she comes back and slays, with her main character energy. And I think that this is not something that is surprising to you or I or Jonathan. We've been saying it.
Yeah.
And your words, you've said it, don't sleep on Devil Wears Prada 2. How many times you said that?
Oh, I mean, I've been saying it since the day they announced it.
Of course.
I mean, you just got to look at the popularity. Again, I told the story before, but the day the first trailer came out, which, by the way, reminder to everybody, the first trailer was the #1 trailer in all of 2025. More than any other movie, Devil Wears Prada 2's first trailer. And I remember Anne saw it, and I turned my head to go look at her to say, what did you think? And there were tears in her eyes. She goes, I got to get a hold of Jay Lynn. Jay Lynn's her friend, right? So she gets a hold of it. Yeah, I'm crying. And it's like, yeah, this thing's going to be massive. It's going to be, and again, we never said it would guarantee be $1 billion film or anything, but a lot of people never thought it was going to be possible that in just Michael's second week that it would overtake Michael.
Mm-hmm.
And Michael, by the way, only dropped 44%.
Yeah.
That was a great second weekend for Michael.
I have to tell you, I went to the Irvine Spectrum a couple of times last week, and they had some kind of a Devil Wears Prada 2 activation with lines. Like, it looked like a vending machine. Like, you would line up, and then you could go get the glasses, Meryl Streep's glasses.
Okay.
Like, and I didn't know how people knew about it. And apparently, if you got some golden ticket, you could go get a Devil Wears Prada 2 glow up.
Remember at CinemaCon, they gave us the Devil Wears Prada glasses too as well?
But these, I think, were better versions of that.
Oh,
You
nice.
could get lipstick and people were totally excited. I don't even know if they went and saw the movie. They were just in line outside the theater. I wanted a glow up.
Guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Devil Wears Prada 2 has taken over the top spot at the box office, 77 million in its opening weekend, nearly tripling what the opening weekend of the original was. Whatever you guys think about this, jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show Podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.